Hi everybody. Time is weird, especially the way humans do it. Humans have been working on our understanding of time since the beginning. For today's video, I'm going to limit our discussion to the modern Gregorian calendar. So, a year is based on two things. One, how long it takes for the Earth to revolve around the Sun, and two, the amount of time that it takes for the Earth to rotate on its axis. So we define, roughly, one day as how long it takes to complete that rotation, and a year for how long it takes to complete that revolution. It happens to work out that a year is 365.2425 days. So we decide to call it 365 days most of the time. We add an extra day if the year's number is divisible by 4, 100, and 400, which accounts mostly for all those extra decimal places. And we call that a leap year. So the next level down, we divide the year up into 12 months. But exactly how long is a month? In a 365-day year, there are 12 months with 30 days, and 5 days left over. So we could spread that out as evenly as possible. We could make 5 of those months have 31 days. But instead, February has 28 days, 29 in a leap year, and January, March, May, July, August, October, and December get 31 days. Obviously. There's not a great pattern to memorizing that. So here, enjoy this poem. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. 28 days makes February fine, but in a leap year it has 29. So when someone tells you to get something done by next month, what does that actually mean? Do they mean the same day numerically next month? Like, if today is April 17th, do they want it by May 17th? If today is the third Tuesday of April, they could mean the third Tuesday of May, which happens to be the 15th. Some people mean 4 weeks from today, which in this example also happens to be March 15th, but that's not always the case. Weeks are one of the more clearly defined units of time in our system. They're exactly 7 days, every time, always. That's it. But 365 days divided by 7 is 52 weeks and 1 day. Ugh. There's simply no way to fit 7 days evenly into a 365 or 366 day year, without a few days left over. In fact, the only month that divides nicely by 7 is February and a non-leap year. Alright, next step. Days. 24 hours. Why? Well, I actually have an answer for this one. 24 divides nicely by 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 12. So it's nice and easy to split the day up into even segments. That's it. That's the whole reason it's 24. Similar logic holds for minutes and seconds. There's 60 of them. Why 60? That's not a nice round figure until you try to divide it. It divides nicely by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, and 30. Again, easy to split things up. But then we come to split seconds. And there we start working in base 10. Oh, sweet familiarity. Except things get actually even weirder from here. As we get down to even smaller fractions of seconds, we start to have to account for relativistic effects, that is, time dilation. Things like GPS satellites are far enough away from the Earth's gravity well, and traveling fast enough, that they actually experience time at a different rate from us on the surface. It's only perceptible at really small fractions of seconds, but it does exist. And we have to account for it, otherwise GPS couldn't work. And as if all of that were not complicated enough, every so often we have to add leap seconds. Something like an earthquake or a meteorite can alter the angular momentum of our planet. So we have to add leap seconds to account for that. And don't even get me started on display formats. In the US, we do month, day, year. China, Japan, Korea, Iran all do year, month, day. And pretty much everyone else does day, month, year. They use slashes, dashes, spaces, or no delimiter at all. At least the time of day is usually pretty standard. It's usually a colon or a semicolon. But then we have this whole AM, PM, time zone thing, not to mention daylight savings. In summary, time is way more complicated than most of us think about. As a programmer, working with time can be a real problem for us. The Y2K bug, the year 2038 problem, and just simple arithmetic is non-trivial. And to top things off, of course, humans tend to stick with what they're accustomed to, unfortunately. No matter how flawed it is, our language and culture has not caught up with our scientific understanding of time. And that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you all will join me again next week for another interesting video. Until then, stay curious.